Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Happy holidays. I'm hopeful that you had a wonderful Christmas yesterday, and I have some great news for you. Chad and Senegal kicks out the French military out of their countries. That's great news, my friends. A few weeks ago, Chad and Senegal kicked out the French troops who have been occupying the country for many years out of their country. So the French were sent packing, my friends. And we know Chad has a new president, and Senegal, has a new president, and the president of Chad is following the lead of Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. And this is breaking news coming out of Chad and Senegal. We are so proud of you. French is gone. They're gone. They're leaving out of the Sahel region and West Africa. West African countries are standing up for their rights, my friends. And this breaking news article is saying here, Chad breaks off military pact with France. I will explain to you. I will read the article for you here now. Senegal wants French troops out of the country. And this is what the news is saying. I know I did a video a few days ago that Nigeria is working with France to attack Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. And many people said, oh, fake news, fake news. I don't read fake news, my friends. On this channel, we do real news. Real news. And if you want to check that video out, you can go to the video I did before this one, and you will see that video, my friends. So I read real news, and this article was written by Catherine Jokeova. Chad government abruptly ended the defense cooperation agreement with former colonial power France, issuing the unexpected announcement just a few hours after meeting of the foreign ministries of the two countries. So the foreign ministries of Chad and France met, and the president dropped that breaking news. This is what the president, the foreign minister of Chad said, and I quote, after 66 years of independence of the Republic of Chad, it is time for Chad to assert its full sovereignty and redefine its strategic partnership according to national priorities. This is a quote, this is what Chad Foreign Minister Abdurrahman Kolamala said in a statement a few weeks ago on the 29th of November. This decision, taken in depth analysis, marks a historic change. That's what he said. The announcement came just hours after the foreign minister Koulamala met with French foreign minister Jean-Noël Barrot in Chad capital N'Djamena. I know I'm butchering these names, but bear with me, my friends. Koulamala said that the meeting took place without incident. It was a clean meeting, and he was waiting to deliver the breaking news that he wants the French army out of his country. He wants to take back the sovereignty of Chad. Chad decision will require French troops around 1,000 are reportedly stationed there to leave the landlocked Central African country. They need to leave. And the decision from the president is that they have to leave. Chad is the latest nation asking France to withdraw its forces after Paris forced to pull its military out of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger following military coups. So Paris was forced to remove its military from Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger after the military leaders demand that they leave immediately. Just a few hours earlier, Senegal President Bassirou Diomaye Faye said France should close its military bases in their country. Remember, a few months ago, Senegal elected a new president. Well, moments after he was elected, he came out and he said France must leave the country immediately. They must close their military bases immediately. Faye said French President Emmanuel Macron had admitted for the first time France was responsible for the massacre of Senegalese soldiers in 1944. You hear this? They massacred Senegal forces army in 1944, and Macron admitted, the first French president to admit of the crimes in Senegal for the first time. As the country prepared to mark the 80th anniversary of the slaughter on Sunday, Senegal, this is what the president of Senegal said, and I quote, "Senegal is an independent country. It is a sovereign country, and sovereignty does not accept the presence of military bases in a sovereign country." That is what the president of Senegal said. The comments from Chad and Senegal come against a backdrop of Russia's ambition to expand its foothold in the African continent and amid political instability caused by the Europeans. France is in Africa causing political stability. That is why the presidents are reaching out to Russia for support, military support, to get rid of France all at once and for all. Both Chad and Senegal reiterate that the situation in their countries are different from Niger, and their decisions do not represent a break from France. But they want the military out of the country. They want to take back their country. But if France want to continue to buy their products, they can at market price, my friends. This is what I am very happy what is happening in Africa, my friends. They're kicking out the Europeans one by one. And this is our time to shine, my friends. This is the time for the African diaspora, Africans on the continent, to join together and work as one. That is why the mission of this channel is to bridge the gap between Africa and the Caribbean. That is the mission of my channel, my friends. And please consider subscribing to my channel, like this video, comment your thoughts and opinion, and share it with all your friends and family, my friends. Let's comment on this channel, comment under this video. Let's have a wonderful interaction. Let me know what you think about this topic of France leaving all of these African countries. A lot of them now, you know. We have Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Senegal, Chad, Ivory Coast is asking them to leave. Who else you have? That's a lot in just a few short months. Many African countries are standing up and saying no more. Ghana would have elected a new president, a great man, new president, and he's saying that Ghana first. He's gonna put Ghanaians first. No puppet government will be allowed in Ghana. So slowly by surely, Africa is bridging the gap between its various countries. And then they will bridge the gap between Africa, the African diaspora, which includes the Caribbean, African Americans, Afro-Europeans, even Africans in South America, Africans all over the world. The mission of this channel is to unite our people. Let us bridge the gap between Africans on the continent and Africans in the diaspora. We are one people, separated by slavery, a brutal European Transatlantic Slave Trade that took place hundreds of years ago. That is why I am here in the Caribbean. It's a beautiful day in the Caribbean, December. The breeze is nice and cold and cooler. I'm under some mango trees right now. But that is why my ancestors were brought by boats all the way from Africa through a brutal transatlantic slave trade to the Caribbean. That is why I am here. And that is why the mission of my channel is to bridge the gap between Africa and the Caribbean. Your people in the Caribbean are coming home, my friends. We will join together and fight anybody who want to destabilize Africa. We say no more. The destabilization of the African continent is over. So let Africans in America, African Americans, Afro-Europeans, and Afro-Caribbean people, those in South America, come together and join the movement on the continent of Africa. And let us bridge the gap between Africa and the Caribbean. I'm so proud of Senegal and Chad for kicking out the French army once and for all. These are French-speaking African countries that were colonized by France, and France put in place their puppet governments for many decades, hundreds of years. Not hundreds of years, since 1884. You remember what happened in Berlin, Germany in 1884? The Europeans met in Berlin and split up Africa. They met around a table and they decide the British is going to take Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia. France is going to take Chad, Niger, Burkina Faso, Senegal, and more. Germany is going to take Namibia, I think Tanzania. Belgium is going to take Congo, and think Rwanda. British is going to take Kenya and Uganda, and the list goes on. They decide, imagine the Europeans sat around a table and they decide that they're going to create these fake borders in Africa, and they're going to take these countries, they're going to rename them, and they're going to take these countries and split it up among themselves. That is why we are fighting today to get rid of them. They came in 1884. Well, they came before 1884. Stole Africans, transported them to the Caribbean and America. Enslaved our people, our forefathers. Made money off the sugarcane plantations in America, South America, and the Caribbean. Sent back all the money to Europe to build Europe. We built Europe. Africa, the Caribbean, African Americans built Europe by the blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors. And for this, we say no more, because we are still waiting on reparations. They don't want to pay us our reparations. So we said, no more. Out you go. You're going to leave the African continent, and we will deal with you from the Caribbean. And we're going to deal with you from North America. We have the enemy surrounded. We have you surrounded already, my friends. So, this is our time. This is our time to shine. So I say thank you for watching this video. And of course, my friends, I'll see you again in the next video. But before I go, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. My name is Bjorn. The name of this channel, Bjorn Uncut. We do unedited videos about bridging the gap. Anything that affects the Caribbean and Africa, and the African diaspora, which includes African Americans, Afro-Europeans, we talk about on this channel. We bridge the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora, my friends. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider subscribing, liking the video, comment your thoughts, what you think about this particular topic, and I'll see you again in the next video. Much love. Bye bye and happy holidays.